Hello everyone and welcome to next episode about World of Tanks. In this video we're going to discuss artilleries and how to set them up for the best efficiency. The first thing you need to know about artillery, that is always usually at the back, hiding somewhere. You want to make sure you can't be spotted too quick. I would always suggest the bushes so nobody can see you and you support your allies. I would start today, as I always do, with the crew members. I'm going to be discussing this on my only 10-3 artillery GWE 100. Now, I don't really play much artillery, so I don't really have many of them. I used to play a little bit more at the beginning. What you might find if you're a new player, it's a little bit easier to get in the game starting with one of those, get you in to get a better feel of the game. I always usually say that your commander should start with Sixth Sense, but in the case of artillery I would not suggest that, because well, by the time you get spotted, usually that means you're already dead, because it either means that your allies are already dead and you're being attacked. It's not going to really save you much, and they're usually quite slow, so it's not going to really do much difference. So I usually don't go for it. I always start with camouflage. I think it's more important to hide than it is to do anything else to start. As you can see over here on the second one, I went for Brother in Arms, and simply because it allows you to reload faster, it allows your skills to be 5% better. So at the same time, everything like camouflage, reload, aiming will improve. So that's what I would suggest. On the commander, as you can see here, there is something that I haven't showed you so far, which is called an Eagle Eye. Now, Eagle Eye is a very interesting perk, and it's quite good for artillery because you look from the bird's view when you're aiming and shooting, and this perk will allow you to see all the modules and crew members that have been destroyed. One second, I'm not sure about the crew members now, let me just quickly check. But you definitely see all the damage modules, that enemy has damaged. So at the same time, you can either inform your allies during the game, or if you're doing the clan wars or any tournaments, you can inform your members that this particular tank, for example, has an ammo rack damaged or has gun damaged, and so on and so on, which will allow them to either attack it or not. It's up to them up to that point, obviously. But I decided to go for that. I thought that would be something handy. Unfortunately, it doesn't work until you reach 100%, so I have to wait for that moment. Like I mentioned, I don't play it very often, so it's taking me a long time now to get there. For the driver, on the third one, you can take off-road driving simply because it will get you to your position faster, or if you have to withdraw, you have a chance to do it a little bit faster. For the radio operator, I choose situation awareness. I don't know if that was my best choice. I probably could have done, if I were you, I would not do the situation awareness like I did. I would simply do signal boosting, which will extend your signal range, which will enable you to see further. Well, on some maps, some artilleries do not have range on the whole map. Well, this will help you. On the loaders, as you can see, I have two. I've mentioned this before, but in case you haven't watched the previous videos, when you have two same crew members of the same qualification, you do not want to give them the same perks unless it's camouflage or Brother in Arms, which is natural. You want them to have it, but other than that, anything else you want to choose differently. So for example, on my first one I've got Adrenaline Rush, which if I get damaged and my health is below 10%, I will be reloading 10% faster. And on the second one, it saves storage just in case if artillery try to counter you, you make your ammunition storage safer. But that's the first three skills that you might want to have. Now if you're doing the fourth one already, you can choose from yet another couple here, which is intuition, which will change your ammunition from less expensive, for example, to the more expensive, more efficient one, and adrenaline rush, which allow you to reload faster. But I'm already doing that on the other one. So again, if you're already having it on one of them, you want to choose the one that none of them has still, which allows you to reach your full potential with skills on the loaders for this particular artillery. For anything else further past this point, it's down to you. By the point that you reach third skill on your tank, you'll be quite experienced player yourself on artillery, so you can make a decision what you want next. Past that, you know by then what you need. Equipment, I always have camouflage net. That's a must be for artillery. Reload, gun rammer, I always use minus 10% reload time, quite important. And enhanced gun laying drive, which is plus 11.5 to aiming speed, which is also very handy to have on artillery. Usually artillery takes a while to aim, to position on the target. This will enable you to be more efficient at it. The ammunition, usually it's high explosives ammunition these days. Back in the day, before the game evolved, used to have AP ammunition, penetration one. Some artillery still have it, a lot of them don't. In this case you have high explosives only. The difference with that is one of them has a bigger splash damage. The splash damage is on the bigger area than the other, and at the same time the damage is pretty much the same, the penetration is pretty much the same. It's just the burst radius. As you can see on the burst radius, it's 1.2 meter more than the normal ammunition. It's down to you if you want to use it. If you see a cluster of tanks in one area, sometimes some maps you see 3-4 tanks together, you might want to reload the more expensive one and damage more enemies at the same time. Consumables, pretty much standard. Small repair kit, small first aid kit, and manual fire extinguisher. That's only if you want to use the basic one. If you want to use more expensive one, it's down to you. It's more efficient. Exterior, you always want to have your camouflage on the exterior. On the artilleries, you don't want to be spotted for no reason, because survivability of these tanks, of artilleries, are not very high. As soon as you get spotted, especially something this big, well, the chances are you're as good as dead. Concealment, as you see on this particular artillery, is not very high. That's, like I said, because it's so big. When you first start playing the game, artilleries are much smaller, they have much better concealment, much harder to spot, so it's much better fun. Directives, it's down to you if you want to still upgrade your crew even further. You only have one available usually, so it's up to you what you want to choose. It's pretty simple to see what they give you, and they usually work along with your skills and along with the equipment you have on. So with this quick introduction, the best way to show you what it's like is to show you on practical use of artilleries. So I'll finish this quick video now, and on my next video I'm going to show you how they look in practice. I'm going to show you on a smaller trier, my smallest trier at the moment, which is not as good, doesn't have a decent crew yet, so I'm going to struggle as much as anybody else who's starting the game. As you can see, survivability of that one is even less than the previous one, but the concealment is much higher, the mobility is much higher. So come and watch my next video. You can see it at the end of this video. You can choose it from, or you can choose it from the little card that it pops out, suggested videos. Also, if you like to subscribe to my channel, if you like this sort of videos, you like gaming, don't be shy, be my guest. You can do that in the right top corner at the end of every video, or throughout the videos in the right bottom corner. So thank you, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.